Hello, guys. Welcome to Chem 120 Lab. I will be your instructor for the duration of the semester for the lab section of chemistry, and hopefully, we will all enjoy ourselves and have a nice time in the lab. I'm actually making this video because I have a couple of announcements to make about how the lab portion of chemistry will proceed and what I expect from each and every of you so you can all succeed and learn something when you are in the lab. Um, there are many reasons why you are actually asked to take this chemistry class. One can be it's part of your major. You're either a chemistry, biochemistry, biology, molecular biology major, so you have to take this class as a requirement, or you can actually want to take this class as a pre-med or wanting to, follow the path of other healthcare professions. So that's why you are taking a chemistry course, or maybe just like chemistry, you want to take this class. But in all scenarios, there are some very important lab skills that you actually have to be able to obtain from this class. So your life will be easier later on when you take other classes or when you end up, for example, joining the industry. If that's your goal and your plans for the future, labs are super important. Even for lectures, some of the exams have questions from the labs, and if you know the lab, it's way easier to actually wrap your head around what the question is asking you to do. So without further ado, let's delve into this video. So the way the class will proceed is this: you will come in at the specified time, not later. If you want to come 5 minutes earlier, you're welcome to do so. But 5 minutes later, it's not the way to be successful in a course. You are adults now. You are paying for this class, or someone else is paying for you. That doesn't really matter. What matters is you are registered to take this course, and you ought to aim to be successful at this class. So come in the lab at the specified time. Okay, you come in the lab, you leave your baggage, so your bags, your coats, your coffee pots, I don't know what you bring with you. You leave them in the designated area, which I will make sure to tell you when you come to the lab. This is the area where you're going to leave your bags, plus your phones. You can take with you your notebooks, your lab manuals, which you should all have received. In case you haven't, contact me or the professor before the lab, please, before the lab, so we can give you one. Um, Pens, pencils, calculators, you bring those with you on the benches, okay? You take a seat in one of the benches. Doesn't matter where, just take a seat. Don't make a mess of the entire lab. And the first 10 minutes that you are in the lab, you are going to take a quiz. Quizzes are easy. Most of the time, they consist of one question. The first quiz is on the safety rules for chemistry laboratories. It's a multiple choice quiz. I think it has about 11 questions. You choose A, B, C, D, or E if that's a choice. Um, the thing with the safety rules, which you all have to know, is it's super important to know how to behave in a lab, what to do, what not to do, why not, because when you enter a lab, there are so many chemicals, so many substances, so many equipments you don't even know why they exist, that it's so easy to put yourself at risk of getting damaged, which no one wants, okay? We want to have a pleasant semester. We want all of us to get out of the lab when it's over, not damaged, okay? So, it's important to understand the safety rules, not only to understand them, but to execute them on a daily basis when you are in the lab, okay? So, what are these rules? The rules are these. So let's suppose you finish the quiz, okay? You finish the quiz after 10 minutes. You are going to take your quizzes. You are not going to keep them for 1 minute or two more because everyone should be equal, should have the same amount of time to finish the quiz. Okay, we all want good grades, but no one is going to get them without hard work. Let's, clarify that. You take the quiz, you hand it in, you either put it in a box, which I will provide, or you just give it to me. It doesn't matter. Okay? After that, you begin with a lab. Okay? Before coming to the lab, what's the key to success for this class? The key to success is you receive your lab manual. You hold it close to you, you open it, and you read and annotate every single lab that you are actually required to do. So for lab 1, before coming to the lab, you are going to read the lab. You are going to make sure you understand what to do when and why. You are going to write not the steps, okay? So the professors, they give you examples of how to maintain a lab notebook in the class. Okay, so when you log in into Canvas in your course, you are going to see that they are going to post like an example there. But the thing is, write the date, write your name, write the title, write your name again. Make sure to write your name. If the work does not have a name, one of you is not going to get graded. Okay? So the title, the date, the name, a short procedure. So 1 to 2 sentences. Okay, nothing big, crazy. Write the pages of the lab manual from which you are receiving the information for this lab. So cite it, okay? Cite the lab manual and the pages. Then you just, after each explanation of the lab in the manual, they give you a couple of calculations, a couple of tables you have to fill in. Copy the tables in your lab notebook, okay? So during the lab, when you conduct the experiment, you are going to fill in the lab notebook plus the lab manual, okay? After you're done, you are going to rip the pages. First of all, you are going to give the finished product, the work, to me, okay, to sign it. I have to sign it, okay? I have to sign your lab notebooks before you leave the lab. Then, after I signed it, you are going to tear the lab, the part that you wrote in the lab notebook, and you are going to staple it to the pages that you ripped out of the lab manual. You are going to hand it in proudly, and you're going to leave lab ready for the weekend to do whatever you do on a weekend. Sleep, eat, relax, study, binge on Netflix. I don't know. I don't recommend to do that because it's a semester, but you are responsible for yourselves. So let's delve into the safety rules without further ado. Safety rules, okay? What are the safety rules? Why should you follow them? What happens if you don't follow them? Very ironically, in the first, slide here, you see a girl with goggles. So the first rule is wear safety glasses or goggles. I don't care what, eyepiece you choose to wear. Are they glasses? Are they goggles? I don't care. As long as you have something in your eyes to protect them, you should be fine. Wear them because if a chemical spills in your eye, if you get it in your eye, you are at a very high risk of getting blind. Now, you entered this class with the idea, okay, that you are going to get a good grade, that you will continue life, you will, improve yourself in a way, not to be blinded by a chemical, okay? So wear your goggles and wear them tightly, okay? And never forget to bring your glasses with you. If you ever forget, we're all human beings. What do you do? What do? You ask me for a pair. But that should not be on a daily basis because it gets very, I don't have glasses. Imagine if no one brought their glasses with them. I don't have as many glasses to supply all of you, okay? So just be careful about it. Be mindful, okay? It's for your own safety. I don't want you guys to get hurt. Second one, this is not a rule, by the way. This is a recommendation. thinking that you are going to proceed, you are going to continue college, you are going to continue taking chemistry or science courses. For some of the courses, you are going to need lab coats, okay? So, this being a very introductory chemistry lab course, I want to be the first one to tell you that some instructors slash professors will require you to wear lab coats. And I don't want that to come as a surprise for you when you take other classes. Where you buy them is everywhere. I mean, there are several stores where you can buy lab coats, high quality lab coats. Amazon provides inexpensive lab coats, okay? Why wear a lab coat? You don't damage your clothes, okay? If some chemicals spill on your clothes while doing the lab, the experiments, they will, they can damage your clothes in all sorts of ways, shrink them, discolor them. I mean, I don't know, all sorts of things. So yeah, if you want to, you can wear a lab coat for this class, but it's not required. I just want to put it out there for you to understand that some instructors later on will ask me to bring a lab coat with me. I just want you to be cognizant of that, okay? Wearing clothes. What clothes should you come wearing in the lab? Please understand that being in a lab is like being in the industry, which means have to be professional. Don't wear professional, and it's not professional because you have to be professional because you are going to be seen by your instructor and your peers. No, be professional for yourself. Meaning, be safe. Wear don't wear shorts. Don't come to the lab with shorts. Okay? First of all, you'll see in the lab it's really cold. Okay? You're gonna freeze. Okay? If something spills in your legs, you'll see your skin peeling off, which you might not want. Okay? So come with pants which are long. Okay? For shirts, no open backed shirts. No, shirts that expose the torso. Okay? You're not going to get any sun in the lab. Promise you that. Shoes. Wear shoes which completely cover the feet, okay? One of the most expensive pieces of the lab is the burette. And I joked a couple of times ago that with one of my friend, because she used to wear all sorts of really modern shoes. They were really cute, by the way, but she would wear them in the lab, and I would tell her the burette is not going to see your toenails. I mean, why are you wearing those shoes? No one cares in the lab. You are in the lab. You have to protect yourself. That should be your first goal. Okay, it shouldn't be impressing the burette. It won't be impressed. I promise you that. Okay. Cell phones, headphones. I mean, to keep headphones in the lab, it's like to your disadvantage, okay? You are there to actually keep your ears open to what conversations other people are saying about the class, about the lab, about the material. Wearing headphones, it's like getting out of the lab, okay? You might as well just get out of the lab if you wear headphones. You have to be present, you have to be there. Minimize all chemical exposure. I mean, please don't ingest, don't drink, don't eat the chemicals. This is like a first grade rule. Don't do that. If you spill something on your skin, okay, what happens? You have to go expose it to water, okay, wash it with water, and notify me. Please notify me. So in the lab, you're going to have your peers with you there, next to you. You are going to have conversations about the material. Okay, those are things which happen. However, if something spills, if an equipment breaks, if you don't find an equipment you need, you don't just stay there. Okay, you have to ask me for help. Okay, Your peers are great sources of, of help, but they are not trained to do that. They are not trained to tell you what to do when something, spills in your eye or in your skin, or if something breaks, they don't know how to clean that. If you are not finding something, they maybe don't even know what you're looking for. So, in every scenario possible, I should be the first point of communication, okay? It's my job, it's my responsibility. And please be mature adults in the lab. When I say mature adults, is this: if someone happened to actually have an accident in the lab, you don't joke about it, you don't make a big deal about it, you continue your work, and you really try to, be respectful of other people, because those things might happen to you, okay? And if something just breaks, okay, if a burette breaks, which shouldn't, by the way, you shouldn't try to do that. Or something else, spills, or someone gets hurt, you don't say to the person next to you, hey, let's take a pic and post it somewhere. No, no. The phone shouldn't be with you, by the way. They should be stored safely in your bags, okay? And you should be respectful. Accidents do happen. When they do happen, everyone should continue their work and be respectful. To the person that the accident happened to, they should refer to me, okay? And we will, figure something out. Please don't eat, don't drink, don't chew gum in the lab. Don't apply cosmetics. We're in the lab. It's not the cleanest place in the world to do those, activities, so don't do them. Wash your hands. Wash your hands at the end of each lab. Imagine you are going to work with copper. You are going to work with ethanol, acetone. Just you are going to touch the lab equipment. They are dirty. There's no guarantee that they are clean. So, not washing your hands before you leave the lab is like carrying all sorts of microbes in your hands. So just wash them, okay? It's not microbes, you say. They are chemicals. Yes. Can be microbes, can be chemicals, can be all sorts of things. Guys, wash your hands for your own safety. What's the AAA rule? A very interesting rule. We are going to work with acids and water in this lab. Here's a good riddle for you guys. Which do you add first, the acid or the water? The AAA rule stands for always add the acid first. Not first. You add the acid, okay? So, by adding, I mean you actually add the water first and then you pour the acid. Why? So, the acid doesn't get splashed around and everything. And, jumps in your eyes. You dispose of the waste chemicals in the waste containers that will be designated for you. Okay, you don't reuse plastic pipettes. You don't, return the unused chemicals to stock bottles. Okay, so you say I'm going to use 5 grams of this particular compound, and then you put 7 grams in your plate. Okay, you say, oh, that's too much, 2 more grams. What do I do? Oh, let's put it in the stock bottle. Someone else can use it. No, not in the stock bottle. You are contaminating the entire stock bottle, which costs money. Vapors in chemistry can be deadly. Okay, if you're exposing someone to the vapors that you are forming, okay, by heating something, you risk, killing the person. So, when heating or carrying out an experiment in a test tube, never point the test tube towards yourself or your neighbor. Put the caps on the reagent bottles. Put the caps on, okay? We talked about, where to store the coats in the bags and personal items. What happens when the fire alarm sounds? You leave. You evacuate the building via the nearest exit. You extinguish the flames, okay? And turn off the equipment. And then you leave immediately. Okay, so we know you're going to be graded on quizzes, on your labs. so the way you conduct experiments. But there is also another area in which you are going to be graded. It's called the cleaning points. I assign from 0 to 5 cleaning points in each lab section. And you might, want to know how to actually get those points, because guess what? You are at risk of not getting them at all. How'd you get them? By cleaning the area that you are working on. Okay, so just put the equipment in their own places. Wash the beakers, the Erlenmeyer flasks, or whatever it is that you are using. The burettes, guys. The burettes are one of the most expensive pieces of equipment we have in the lab. They break, you make someone sad, because someone is going to pay for it, okay? No one wants to pay for anything in this world. So be careful with the burettes. Okay, you don't drag when you want to clean the burettes, you don't drag them to the sink. You don't do that. You get a beaker and you put some water in it, and then you transfer the water from the beaker to the burette, okay? And so the burette gets cleaned, okay? So just to be, organized, being, cleaning the area that you are working, helping someone else clean, their area, you get the points. However, in my lab, the lab I'm going to teach, that's not the only way you get the points, okay? That's part of the, way that you get the points. The other part is you are respectful of everyone else. You are kind, okay? And if someone is confused, you see someone super confused, try to help them out, okay? They're human beings. You don't, if you see some sort of scandal in the lab, I don't know, you don't just joke around, okay? You either just quietly continue your own work, or you try to minimize the damage by being respectful, agreeable, okay? And a human being. There is also another thing. So we are going to have 12 labs, okay? So you are going to be assigned clinic points 12 times. At the last time, you get the clinic points if you do all those things. So if you clean the lab, if you are agreeable with the peers and the instructor throughout the semester, and also at the first lab session that we are going to have, guys, I'm still going to introduce myself and everything. I'm going to give you a folder. It'll be a very cute folder, for you, like a gift, okay, to welcome you in the chemistry class. You're a freshman, most of you, so that will be sort of a nice welcome gift. And why am I giving this folder to you? I am just trying to inculcate some good habits in you, meaning you have to be organized, and the work that you produce, you have to keep it, you have to store it, because you might want to use it later on for other classes or other personal, projects. So all the work that you're going to be actually responsible for in this lab, just put it in the folder. So the quizzes, the lab reports, and everything else, just put it in the folder. And if you have everything in the folder that we have done so far, at the end, at the last lab section, you're going to get the 5 points, the 5 last points. If you don't have everything, you're not going to get 5, because I'm trying to educate you on being really organized during college, which is one of the things to have if you want to succeed in your classes. Being organized is half of the work. Okay, the other half of the work is just, reading and studying and understanding the material, but being organized is half of the work. So if you have that, I know that you will at least pass your classes. So I will be happy for that, okay? What else do we have? What else do I want to say? Oh, also, when we are in the class, I will, show you the equipment that you have to use each and every time. But something I want to say, because I've noticed this, a lot. If the lab notebook reads, use a, 500 milliliter beaker, okay? I'm just, take an example. And there are no, because we don't have many 500 milliliter beakers, for example, okay? And there are no, 500 milliliter beakers left for you to use. And you say, don't be like, oh, I should have been quicker. I should have gone and snatched the 500 milliliter beaker from, my peer's hand, and I should have used it. What am I going to do now? End of the world. No, it's not the end of the world. Use a bigger beaker. Nothing will happen, okay? Use a 750 milliliter beaker. Okay, so don't come in the lab with that mindset, okay? There are solutions, okay, to things. So please, if you haven't received the lab manual and the lab notebook, let someone know. Reach out. If you have questions, email me at all times. Something really important. If you read the lab manual before coming to class, okay? You tried your best to understand it, but you still have questions. There are, areas, there are like gray areas. You don't really understand them. Send me an email, okay? There are ways for you to understand things. And if that's not by yourself because you need help, you should reach out, okay? To other people, to me, to your professor. Just ask, to your peers, okay? I think that's it when it comes to the lab. I don't think that, I have something more to add. Other than just, try to do your best. I know sometimes the semester gets hard, life gets hard, things can get weird, but that's like a challenge for you to take on and to try to better yourself when you finish this class. So don't be, discouraged by what happens. Just move on and everything will be fine. I am going to end this video, and I hope you guys have all a great day. Read your lab manuals before coming to lab, please. If you don't understand the problems, please ask someone because you are going to be tested on them, okay? Later or sooner. And bye.